Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's DemTheCeleb here, and I'm so excited to have DemTheCeleb. Sorry, I just had to do it.
Today is not like another challenge video or a game video. It's kind of just like a conversation. We are very similar, that's why we're best friends. We kind of want to talk about like the topic of self-confidence because
Self-esteem.
Self-esteem, self-confidence, because a lot of people struggle with that, and I know like YouTube is a great like platform to like inspire other people and make them feel better about themselves. I wasn't always the most confident individual.
Neither was I.
Neither was he. So we just want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I forgot to make sure that this is like sounding good. 1 second. It should be fine though.
You gonna start the machine?
We're gonna. So yeah. So going back to self-confidence, I grew up. I was like very like cute when I was young, and as I went through my awkward puberty stage, like I was a little chunky monkey, and I was always like kind of not always fitting in school because I was not like all the other guys. I was into the arts and stuff like that, and I didn't always feel great about myself. And when I was in middle school, it kind of just was the same. Like I just was just there, and I had my friends, and I wasn't like depressed, but I didn't always feel amazing. So then like as high school approached, I like started looking better, and not saying that confidence has to do anything with just looks, because it's always about what's on the inside as well. But as I got older, I realized that you shouldn't give a shit about what people say about you or how they think about you, because at the end of the day, as long as you're happy with yourself, that's really all that matters. So I think a lot of self-confidence comes from within. What is your take on that?
My upbringing was the opposite of yours. So mine was, which you know, I was 4 feet tall in the 6th grade, and I was a bit of a bully to the bullies. So I was kind of like a bad kid to the bad kids. Mm-hmm. So I would like
That's a good thing.
push around the bad like older kids, but only because I wasn't afraid of what people thought, or like I wasn't afraid of anything really when I was a kid. Then when I got to college, I sort of like ate everything. Everything that I wanted to eat, I ate it, and that's when I like gained weight, and then I started to change the way that I looked in order to change the way that I felt. And I realized that nowadays we change our exterior to help change the way we feel, our emotions, to make ourselves feel better. And in reality, all we want to do is be different. So we'll change our hair, our clothes, we'll buy the coolest stuff, when in reality, we're not drawing from our strengths. And when I became more confident, I realized that everything that I was good at, I focus on that. Excelling, whether it's communicating, relationships, becoming closer to my friends, to my family, everything, work, school, I excelled at that, and there was a point where I did everything well on the inside, I think, but my outside didn't reflect it. So I started to change my diet, because of his sister actually. Changed my diet, changed my eating habits. It took about 2.5 years. I lost, I think, 60 pounds. I gained 30 pounds of like, you know, good weight, mainly in my butt. But I gained that and lost the negative, and everything sort of changed. I think my friends saw a difference in me, my family, everything got better in my life. And I think that's where my higher self-esteem came from. And people that don't understand, they'll say it's conceited, it's arrogance. In reality, it's not.
We're both kind of like similar in that sense. Like everyone thinks that we're like super conceited. Like you go on our Instagram, then it's like a bunch of pictures of us, like pictures of his abs, his ass, pictures of my face, because my body doesn't look that amazing yet. But people look at us and they're like, oh, like they're probably really into themselves. Or when we talk about ourselves, I mean, I like talking about myself. He loves talking about himself.
But more importantly, people look at our Instagrams and say, wow, I want to have friends like yours. I want to have the relationships that you guys have.
Very
and
true.
People notice that. And it's not something that we're trying to portray. It's just we're genuinely happy. And my Instagram is half pictures of me with no shirt, and the other half is just me and my friends. It's not food. Okay, it's a little bit of food, but it's just good energy, I think.
Yeah, I think it all starts with a positive headspace. So I think if you are going through a rough patch in your life and you're trying to like see the light at the end of the tunnel, it all comes down to your headspace. And I would tell him all the time when there was a rough patch in his life, I was like, you're in a negative headspace and you just need to change that and be positive. And not every day is a great day. Like there are days where I'm like, I scroll through Instagram and I see all these like amazing bodies and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I looked like that, I hate my life. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy with who I am as a person and within, and I think that shows on the outside as well as on the inside. And I think people notice that, and it's a reason why we have such great connections with our friends and with our family, and the reason why I like making YouTube videos.
I'm a very visual person, so I sort of see challenges visually, almost tangibly. Like I can hold it, I can taste it, I can smell it, I can see it. So one of my, it would be a tip if anyone wanted to try it, would be
Tips for self-confidence.
I have two that I usually use. One is the bulldozer, and it's sort of putting everything that bothers you, that's stopping you, in front of a bulldozer and visualizing yourself running it over with a bulldozer. It's smashed to bits, and with that, it's gone, and you can no longer touch that challenge. You can no longer feel it, see it. It's erased from your life. And my favorite is chin up, shoulders back. I don't know if I've told you about this.
No.
Chin up, shoulders back is truly when you're in a situation where you're not feeling your most confident and you're a little bit nervous and you get a little bit anxious. Literally put your chin up and your shoulders back and walk through that situation, whether it's literally or figuratively. And other people can feel that confidence. They can feel that sort of your presence. They feel your presence at that particular moment. And when you get to the other side, not only do you feel accomplished, but you get used to that. You get used to that feeling. Also, becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable, that was my number one.
Yes.
That was my number one.
Yes.
And now I'm a little bit awkward on purpose because I love to see other people squirm. I love to see how other people deal with their anxiety. Because I know anxiety from my childhood.
I love that one. I think that's such a good tip because I wasn't always comfortable doing this, and like when I started this channel, I was definitely awkward and I would like try to hold back from being my true self, and I think that once you start becoming comfortable in uncomfortable situations, you can kind of conquer anything. And to go along with that, I think that having a positive group of people to support you also makes all the difference in your confidence, because if you have people around you that are just going to bring you down, or negative Nancys that don't contribute anything to your life or vice versa, then you guys aren't benefiting from each other. So I think that if you have a good positive core group, maybe it's one person, maybe it's 2 people, 3 people, whatever. In our case, it's like 7 people. I don't know. I think that makes all the difference, because if you have good people around you, then you want to kind of live up to the positive vibes and the energy that they exude. And I think that's another important tip for self-confidence.
I have a question. What would you share to everyone watching this? Our friends watch this, my mom watches it, everyone's gonna see it. So what would you share to them, to everyone watching? Whether it be a tip or something that you're thankful or grateful for?
Like I said, I'm so thankful for the good people around me, and I may not show that all the time. Like, I'm not a very affectionate person. My mom is the first person to say that. But me not being affectionate doesn't mean I don't love and care for the people around me. And I think a lot of times people think that I'm just very into myself and I don't listen to what other people are saying, or I don't care about what other people are saying. But I really do, and I listen to everything that he always says, or my sister, or my mom, or anybody, and it's all registering in my head. It may not seem like that, so I really take that as something like to cherish, and I am so grateful for my friends and family. Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys, I mean, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And especially for you, you definitely had a very big impact on my life, because I mean, he was my sister's friend first, like they worked together, and then as I've grown older, and you
were like 14.
I was like very...
Yeah, you were 14.
I wasn't 14. You ever know? I'm 22 now. How long have you known my sister?
You were 15, I think.
Whatever, I was awkward as fuck.
You were a child.
And he wasn't like comfortable in his skin, so we would always hang out or whatever, but like it wasn't like we ever genuinely connected as friends up until like maybe 2 years ago, I would say, where we really started to hang out by ourselves and just go out to dinner, go out for drinks, and I realized
like my therapist.
Yeah, like we're each other's therapists,
Yeah.
and I think that's such a great thing to have, and you've definitely helped me become the person that I am today, and we always check each other.
Yeah, that's true. I would probably say it's the same for me. I'm thankful for the people in my life, but also through the change every relationship that I have in my life was just stronger, better. Every relationship got better, and if I had to say something about anxiety, dealing with anxiety, it would be put yourself in awkward situations purposely. If there's a party that everyone's going to and you're afraid to go because there are people there that you don't know, go.
Yeah.
And harness your anxiety and feel the energy of anxiety and manipulate it to the point where you can spill that energy over into a crowd of people.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I think people can feel confidence. It's not necessarily something that you see. Chin up, shoulders back is a physical, people see it. But energy you feel. And I think that's the most important part of confidence, something you feel and not something that you're portraying. Because it has nothing to do with your haircut or your clothes or the jewelry that you wear. It's your energy.
Exactly. And if you release good energy, people will take notice and
don't be afraid to love yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving
Nothing wrong. Justin Bieber even made a song about it. Not in the same context, but it is important to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you don't have room to love anyone else. And especially like in relationships and stuff, like I see people that are in relationships and they're not happy, like they're just in it to be in it. And a lot of it has to do with them not loving who they are as individuals. So that is a very important thing in terms of being a confident person, is truly loving yourself, flaws and all. Every day is gonna be a struggle that you need to get through, but as long as you push through it and you just go for everything that you want, then that is the definition of really loving yourself.
Think of yourself as a masterpiece. It's sort of like a work of art.
Yeah.
They're never done. They're always purposely flawed in a lot of ways, but a masterpiece is never done. An artist would always want to go back to that and finish that piece of work. It takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. And at the end of the day, if you think of yourself as a masterpiece, as a work of art, who's going to tell you that you're not?
I agree. Word.
Who gonna check me?
Who gonna check me? That was a great little chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love just talking to him all the time, and I figured it would be so cool to just make a video about it, because I'm sure a lot of people can relate and relate to us as individuals, or just relate to the topic. And so thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
For my first video with him. It took forever to make this happen. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I have so many great things lined up for this channel, so continue to subscribe and comment down below if you have any tips for how to be self-confident and how to increase confidence. Oh, Major, hello. Make sure you follow him on Snapchat, on Instagram, at Baron KESH. It's literally written on his chest.
I'm not good with the technology. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little bit hard for me. I just started with the Snapchat.
Yeah.
So
I'm
still getting used to it.
Yeah.
You can hashtag DemSentMe, so that way I know.
If you do follow him, comment on one of his recent photos saying Dem sent me, and it'll just be really funny. Also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and my Facebook page at DemTheCeleb, and we will see you guys next time. So until then, chowder! I actually stole that from him.
Yeah, that came from me.
Yeah, that came from him.
Wait a second.
I didn't know that it came from you, but...
Yeah, Alex took that. Well, she didn't take it. I shared it.
Yeah, and then she stole it.
Bye.